Today we're checking out the 10 worst things Godzilla has ever done. I have a few ideas, but I'm pretty interested. Subscribe to Watch Mojo for more epic Godzilla stuff, and let's get into it. I wonder if one of these involves a Mrs. Godzilla. I've seen some crazy Pepsi Godzilla commercials. What's
Welcome
he doing?
to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst things
I'm deaf in my right ear. Nope, my headphones weren't plugged in.
Godzilla has done.
All right. Dude, that bridge scene, I didn't realize how terrible it was till the Monarch show, and now that bridge scene is like the most horrible thing ever. That's probably the worst thing he's ever done, now that it's like come
For
to
this
light.
list,
What
we're
happened?
ranking the worst crimes perpetrated by the King of the Monsters during
Lot of
its
kids is all I'm
60-plus year
saying.
reign. As is to be expected, a spoiler alert is now in effect.
Ooh.
Know of any we missed? Sound off in the comments.
See, in a lot of these, I feel like he mostly just kills
Number 10,
adults.
turning on the
Like, killing
Gotengo.
kids is so much
Godzilla
worse.
Final Wars.
Well, they should have seen this coming anyways. Godzilla,
Humanity's
like,
had,
Final
let's
Wars
say, a
Godzilla.
complicated relationship with Godzilla over the years. Sometimes the Japan self-defense forces work in tandem with the Godzilla to try to counteract some greater threat, while other times it's Godzilla who's the opponent. In the case of Godzilla Final Wars, the Gotengo warship is assisting Godzilla as every kaiju under the sun is attacking Earth from all sides.
I don't see how this is necessarily a bad thing. I also zoned out pretty
After
bad
the
right there.
threats
Holy
of
crap.
Gigan and Kaiser Ghidorah are neutralized, Godzilla almost destroys the Gotengo.
Like, he was
It's
always kind of a
only through
bad
the
guy in
intervention
this,
of
or a
Godzilla's
good
son
bad
Minilla
guy.
that
We're the bad
humans are
guy.
spared
Someone's.
total annihilation.
What a beautiful scene. What an ugly Godzilla child.
Number 9.
That is a
doing
beautiful
drop
thing,
kick.
though.
Godzilla vs. Megalon.
That was a dropkick on
The
this
latter
list.
years of the Showa era were
I've
known for their
drop-kicked people
humor,
before.
often directing their plots at younger audiences. As a result, some fans are divided as to how Godzilla is portrayed in these films. With
He
this
is pretty
next entry
goofy in
on our
this
list
movie, I'm not gonna
doing
lie.
the Big G any
I feel like
favors.
I'm pretty open about that. Well, the 70s were a
Godzilla
wild
vs.
time. The
Megalon
producers
does
are probably
feature
on
fan
drugs or
favorite
something.
Gigan, but then there's Jet Jaguar in that infamous dropkick.
Honestly, that's. So is this like the
Yep,
worst things he's
Godzilla
ever
decides
done,
to go
or like,
full
I thought it'd be like
pro wrestling in this
atrocities,
entry,
not
doing
goofy
a death
things.
slide towards Megalon and delivering a kick that's straight out of the WWE.
He just
It's a
shattered
silly and
Megalon's
definitely
kneecaps,
not
dude.
welcome sight if
Look
you
at those
happen to be a
kneecaps
fan of the
bending
darker
backwards.
Godzilla films, that's for sure.
This is how every Godzilla movie should end. A
Number 8,
kaiju handshake.
Blasting Mr. Shindo. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Godzilla's atomic breath may be fiery and deadly, but this next entry is ice cold.
I mean, he's an older fella. He lived his life. You know what I'm saying? His life's. He can wrap it up.
A running plot thread throughout 1991's Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah is a memory of World War II veteran Yasuaki Shindo, where he recalls a pre-mutated Godzillasaurus saving his life from American soldiers during the conflict.
我々を救ってくれたものを残してこの島を去ることは誠に忍びないが許してほしい
Years later, when a
Damn,
fully
that's
grown
heavy,
and atomic
bro.
Godzilla is rampaging
America
through Tokyo,
done messed
Shindo
up.
stays behind to meet the tyrant lizard. The former soldier is convinced that Godzilla will remember him, and that it's their destiny to meet again. Well,
Poor
Shindo gets his
bastard.
wish, as it seems that Godzilla does indeed recognize him. But that doesn't stop Big G from giving Shindo a point-blank blast of atomic breath. Ouch.
That makes it so much more personal and upsetting. That definitely belongs on the list.
Number 7.
Messed
pushing
up
a building
Godzilla.
onto Super X. The Return of Godzilla. By the end of
You know
the
what? I
original
never really
Showa
realized
era
how
of
many
Godzilla
civilians
films,
might be
the
in
creature
those
was
buildings.
seen
Like, there's a
basically
lot of
as
people
the
dying.
savior of humanity, showing up to battle any beast of the week that might threaten our safety. The Heisei series changed all that in 1984 with Return of Godzilla, the first
Epic,
in a new
bro.
wave of films that presented Godzilla in its old antagonistic role.
That's so cool. I love the way this is shot. I mean, hopefully that building evacuated, but there's a big chance that we just watched thousands of people die.
That said, it
lights
sort of
were
makes
off,
sense
though.
that Big G would drop a skyscraper on top of the Super X, since this flying defense fortress is basically trying to save Japan from Godzilla's rampage. That doesn't make G's destruction of the Super X any less impressive or frightening, as it shows once again the same power from the King of the Monsters.
That was pretty damn epic. I like to think that that building was full of families. School children, in fact, and nuns. What else would be the most upsetting thing
Number
ever?
6,
And puppies.
Playing ball. Godzilla Final Wars. We've already mentioned the giant monster mash that is Godzilla Final Wars, but we gotta admit that the film plays fast and loose with Godzilla's allies and enemies.
This is what's funny, is they made killing Zilla a one-shot to insult Zilla, and I was like, I get that,
the
but like
alien
everything gets
antagonists known
one-shotted.
as the Exilians
Like what?
are summoning them to attack
You
via mind
goobers.
control, but we can't help but think that Godzilla has it pretty easy against most of its old enemies.
The scaling of this movie drives me nuts though. Rodan's the size of a regular
What's
building
worse
roof.
is that
Like
one
what?
battle pits Godzilla against its usual ally, Anguirus, who's teamed up with Rodan and King Caesar to deliver a little damage. Godzilla has none of it, swatting away Anguirus' spiked ball attack with relative ease and putting the hurt on its former friend.
That was a pretty clean move, not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't care how goofy it was. That was
Not
epic
cool,
as hell
Big G.
right there.
Not cool.
Such a cool
Number
concept.
5, Tough Love for Manila.
Oh,
All
damn.
monsters attack. Our next entry is something of a double-edged
I
sword.
feel like we're about to watch
as All
Domestic
Monsters
Abuse.
Attack, aka Godzilla's Revenge, has a good message.
I don't remember
at its
this
core.
movie at all.
The film serves as a fantasy for a boy who's picked on as he imagines himself watching Manila, or Minya if you prefer, take on an oppressor of its own, a creature named Gabara.
Damn. This is exactly how I picture Japanese high schools.
Godzilla is determined to have Manila face its tormentor.
The
even
orange
though
hair on
Gabara
that
is
creature
bigger
was a
and
beautiful
easily
decision.
bests Manila in their first fight. It even kicks at Minya when the little kaiju's trying to run away.
That's what you gotta do. That's how you toughen up your son. You're a kaiju. Now get up there and act like it. That's hardcore parenting right
The
there.
lesson is
That
clear.
was awesome.
You gotta face your fears. But Godzilla sure takes its time joining in to save Manila from a fight that's clearly out of its weight class.
Well, you gotta let him get beat near death, and then it's time. That's how it works. Right? That's raising a boy in today's
Number
world.
4,
Let
Orphaning
him fight the
Mothra's
dragon.
Spawn. Godzilla, Tokyo SOS. Mothra is one of the few kaiju that's been more or less presented in a heroic light throughout most of her existence.
Ew,
Her destructive
moist.
rampages are usually only in self-defense or when those she loves are threatened. Case in point, when she sacrifices herself to save her larvae from Godzilla's wrath in 2003's Godzilla Tokyo SOS.
What a good mother. If I saw a Mothra wiggling down the street, I'd get a bunch of friends together and steal it.
It's kind of a shock, given that
It'd be like a Grand Theft Auto 5 heist.
So
You need a couple
often in the
tow
past,
trucks and you
fighting
just steal the
alongside each
Mothra.
other against greater enemies like King Ghidorah.
It's beautiful. Rodan just becomes
Number
an
3,
automated turret.
destroying all the Guardian monsters. Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. Giant monsters all out
God,
attack.
Tokyo's so pretty.
Speaking of shocking, who would have ever thought we'd see King Ghidorah as a hero?
Not me. That's who. Look at
That's
those little
essentially
short,
its role
stubby
in this
necks.
film,
What a
as one of
goober.
3 Guardian monsters who are out to
Ugh,
stop Godzilla
GMK
at
is
all
so
costs.
beautiful.
Godzilla comes out on top, of course, but it's still unsettling to see it destroy so many iconic monsters in this film, from Ghidorah to Mothra and Baragon.
Damn! That's what I like to see right there.
The Baragon
I bet
fight
she's
is
delicious after
particularly
she's
troubling
well cooked.
Because not only does this cute little kaiju never stand a chance against Big G in a fight, its name doesn't even get mentioned in the title. Number
Poor
2,
little guy.
Collateral Damage.
This
the
wasn't
Godzilla
really a bad
franchise.
thing. He's kind of
It's all
saving
fun
the
and
world by
games
doing
until
this,
someone loses
destroying
an eye
the freaking
or a
factory or
leg,
whatever the crap.
Or their lives.
Okay.
That guy was like the
There's
only
been a
redeemable
lot of
person in
collateral
that little
damage over the
trio of
years thanks to
troublemakers.
Godzilla's rage. Godzilla's rampaged all over the world, destroying buildings and whatnot, much to the delight of fans like us.
It was an epic scene, damn it, but I love Zilla. So,
But
like,
what about the people inside? It isn't like all of these buildings are abandoned.
I need to watch Shin Godzilla again. It's been like months. This movie's so beautiful. It's like the most cinematic, in my opinion.
There have been estimations that Godzilla has cost anywhere from 20 to
I love that.
80,000 lives over the years. We even have
You know
some
what?
very
This is a
specific
fair
examples
first, Shin
showcased
Godzilla.
in films like Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, when Big G uses a tail swipe to take out a hospitalized girl in a cast just when she thought she was safe.
Well, I'm sure something. I don't know if I can find an excuse for this one, Godzilla. That's kind of just messed up, man.
Number 1,
Oof.
Destroying Tokyo,
Oh,
the
that's a
Godzilla
good one.
franchise.
I've also would have taken Shin Godzilla destroying the city, though, because that was crazy. I don't know. God, I love this song so
Tying
freaking
into
much.
our penultimate pick, our number one choice has to deal with one very specific target of
Well, that's
Godzilla's
nice they
wrath,
paid homage to
Tokyo.
like the beginning, you know? I bet after Godzilla Minus One drops in like a week, and it releases in America in a week, I'm sure this list will be a little different. Even after Godzilla vs. Kong, because that Hollow Earth breath
Again, it's
definitely
been joked
killed like
about and
hundreds of
referenced
people.
in songs like Blue Oyster Cult's Godzilla, but you gotta feel for the citizens of Tokyo. They just can't catch a break. Just when they rebuild from the last Godzilla attack, the King of the Monsters comes back for another round, and down comes the infrastructure.
That would be exhausting. I can't imagine the insurance around there is like any sort of, it'd be
Of
insane.
course, this also ties into Godzilla's origin as a metaphor for the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945, one of the most infamous incidents in history that forever connects the destruction of Tokyo with Godzilla's unpredictable and destructive
That water
power.
looks so delicious. I don't know what the hell it is about that water right there. It made me thirsty. It's so splashy.
続けて行われるとしたら
I should probably pay attention to the very serious undertone right now, but I get it. Godzilla nukes, you know, stuff.
また
I'm there. Right there with you.
どこかへ現れてくるかもしれない
That guy in the back looks so 50s, it's crazy. Wait, what was the first one? Oh yeah, Destroying Tokyo. Okay, I forgot. I definitely think the list would be changed a bit if it could be redone, especially after Godzilla Minus One, or even like in the freaking Apple Plus TV show where it's revealed one of the buses that Godzilla knocks over when crossing through the bridge was like full of children. Like he did crazy stuff. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe to Watch Mojo too, of course, for this epic video, and I'll see you next time.